Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are at. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It's SoulSaint here, and we are on the free-to-play account during HH Challenge for 2024. So, I'm not going to lie, we did have a little bit of downtime in between the days. I did say I was going to upload a little bit more on highlight moments or important moments throughout the, the day. Maybe we can bring up a little bit more of a daily challenge. We'll see how you guys feel about it. But, we have technically 4 days of big activity of farming. I would say like 3 to 4 days. Technically, this is the 4th day itself. But I'll go ahead and say it's day 5 of this account's in creation. And we are hitting something of a big milestone today. I recently just got my last and final 5-star champion to work with. So we now have, let me get him out of this listing so we can use him for food. We now have 5. And that's right, you counted it right. I'm actually going to go and remove all this just in case there's any good gear. I don't think we have too much of important on, but just in case. We have 5 champions that finally bring our Kale up to the fat 6-star. Let's go! And I already had this prepared for it as a part of my farm, so we're going to go and upgrade him. And then, as a form of celebration, we're going to use the big old XP barrel, and we have our 60th champion. Let's go. I'm actually going to post this into the Content Creator Discord and just let them know about what we got going on. But I'm really, really excited about this. Let's go ahead and just screenshot this for a later day. I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to be able to do that. What does this do for us? Well, 2 things. Number 1, we get some more completion towards our big champion, our big champion challenges and whatnot that we've been working on. I'm not going to lie. We did slack off on a little bit of these. We may end up taking some time now to kind of do some retroactive stuff, some cleanup here and there. But the main thing that I wanted to be able to acquire and accomplish today was actually to kind of work towards navigating some things I couldn't do before and see if maybe it's a little bit easier for us now. But before I get going, before I jump too far ahead of myself, I did have this masteries ready. We are going to go with War Master Park. That's going to update so much for us, and I'm very excited for that. So got a little bit of an advanced quest done with that as well. Don't know if you guys noticed it. I am level 36 on my account, so we did open up Tag Team Arena, which I've been looking so far, and I haven't checked since post-reset, and to be honest with you, it's very difficult to kind of navigate. I might be able to find a victory in like some of these freer dormant accounts maybe, but my first initial day 0 of it, I couldn't hit nothing. There was too many legendaries. I saw a bunch of some Wukongs. I even started to see some Rathaloses, and I'm like, man, you know what? Maybe we just avoid that until I get the 6-star. So maybe this does open the door for us to be able to at least take on one team and get a victory out of it. Maybe I could do another somewhere from like a second team, build up one really, really well second team, and then the third team could be like a throwaway since I don't have a lot of champions to work with. We've been trying to figure all that out. Now, I am going to do something with you guys a little bit more on the live side that I didn't do, and I think I'm a little bit behind on this in terms of like the leaderboards, which we can take a little peek at. But this one in particular, the hard one, this is my final one, I believe. A 250 out of 252. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and see if we can do this. If I can beat this with you guys on this video, I'll go ahead and pull that sacred for you guys too as well. See what we get. Maybe we get a game changer. Who knows? I am desperate. I am desperate for playing to be a little bit more generous with me when it comes to my account because I'm seeing other people with like Geomancers and some really good upgrades, and I'm over here like, man, I got poo-poo. I'm not getting anything great. So it's a little bit on the rougher side. Let's see here. I'm actually going to slow this down a little bit. Pray that we can take our time here and not trigger anything. We did trigger one. So let's see if we can get these guys out of here. Looks like we got some decent procs. We lost them there, and that kind of kills it right there for us. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is we'll try it. Let's try it again with him in play. See if we can get pretty far into it. I'm going to actually just take my time a little bit more. Since he just recently got upgraded to 60, he is a lot more of a puncher. So I think the better play for us would be to take our time. Maybe we can work our way into this a little bit better. I am hopeful that we'll be able to clear him out without losing too much here. I'll go ahead and use my A2 here. We'll wipe them so he doesn't take too much damage. We'll boost. I'll do the A2 here. We didn't get a proc here, so I think what we'll do is we'll start off slow. He's going to get his turn. He's going to do a little bit of damage to us. I'm going to avoid hitting him too much as much as I can until I believe we might be able to one-shot these both together. Let's see. Oh, he got a hit, so he's going to take a lot of damage from that, which is very, very unfortunate. Maybe I consider taking him off the plate altogether. Just not enough. I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and try without Deacon this round and just battle by ourselves. Let's see if a 60 by himself can do it. Seems like we're cooking a little bit more effectively here. We got one completely out, so we'll take a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be too overwhelming. So as we resist some of the bombs, I think we'll be all right. We did resist one. Get these guys out there. We took a little bit of damage. I am going to A2 here. Let's go ahead and do that so we avoid some damage here. I'm going to single target this one out. Took a little bit of a hit there. We're going to take a little bit of a punch here. That's okay. I think we can throw our A3 here. Let's see how it goes. We did take a hit, but the A2 should bring us back to health. An A1, and then he dies to poisons. We got it. Let's go. All right. So 60, the power of a 60, man. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Let's go back and claim this. Let's pull this for you guys live. I wonder what you guys think. Is there anything in particular I would love? Okay, from an epic standpoint, what would be like very ideal? Honestly, like anything that could help me push content a little bit more effectively. An AoE burner could be nice. Let's see what else we got. We got a little bit more to consider. Maybe some ally protectors to give us some survivability and clan boss a little bit more, because that's a big aspiration of mine. Maybe a reviver support champion would be very good. I've seen people with Rector, maybe a Melga. I think I also saw on the board for some people, something around that nature to really kind of assist my account. I already got a speed booster in Deacon, decreased defense and leech to help a little bit with the sustain. I got a good damage dealer in Kale and Skull Crown. So those two are pretty good. I think maybe some support, some extra support to give me some longevity in these fights would be ideal. Well, I'm on a tangent. Let's go ahead and pull this and see what we get. Come on, baby. Give me a dope epic, and it is Alika! Oh, no. All right, so we do have this right here for an extra chance of a hit. I do get a ignore 50% of target's defense if the max HP is higher. A lot of champions in this game will eventually down the road. Attacks all enemies has a 75% chance of increasing cooldown on all enemy skills by 2 turns. Alika, as a lockout champion, although it's not like crazy ideal, could be very fortuitous for us in PvP. And honestly, this account's giving me a lot of like PvP-oriented type champions. Maybe if I get a Sakara, I could do something extra with this champion. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but you know, maybe we take on that a little bit more and see if we can bring it up. At worst case scenario, if it is just not going to be in the cards for me to use this champion to see like good longevity out of it, I could consider dropping her for food one step closer to getting Deacon up to his 6-star, because he's probably going to be my next outside of maybe Rathalos to take up a notch. I did do something interesting with my gear pieces. I didn't talk about this too much in the last video, but I did get a really bad 6-star piece for the chest here for perception when I was doing some crafts. I did get a rework on the piece. It was like flat attack, it wasn't even flat attack. It was like flat defense or something around those lines, and a bunch of other flat stats, and that just didn't give me anything that was appealing. I decided, I was like, you know what? Because we're kind of in this flavor of like YOLO, and we're in this flavor of just like taking our time and or not even taking our time, but just like doing things a little differently, especially since they're free to play. Like I'm working to make extra jumps along the way, and then we take that and then optimize it from there. I did a rework with an ore piece, and lo and behold, I got accuracy with speed substat rolls. Now it didn't roll as ideal as I wanted to. The HP flat was a little bit of a loss there in terms of stat values. The HP percent would have been a better grab, and then of course extra speed in general would have been great. But with accuracy on a primary stat, that just gives my Deacon a little bit more playroom. I'm almost at the point where I'm at 200 accuracy, which is phenomenal to say, to be honest with you, considering this account's only been like 3, 4, 5 days old. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed with being able to obtain some rewards and take some attributes and some elements and like get some big value out of it. So fingers crossed, maybe we get some more along the way that'll just propel us into a much more fortuitous event. So, and here's something to keep in mind. So one big stat grab that I would say a lot of players are going to look for when they're progressing to like stage 20s, maybe even the 25s, as well as like Ultra Nightmare Clan bosses around like the 225 to 250 range. And the fact that like without going too far into detail in this account, not even having any banners to work with, I'm already kind of scratching that 200 realm. It's kind of like, all right, we're almost at the point where now that stat can be like overlooked at for other values. I mean, I'm even thinking about maybe if I get like a decent craft, although it's been unlucky lately, maybe with like the reset for some extra perception pieces, maybe I can find an extra weapon that gives me something a little bit better. Like something in this stat line would be nice. Something in the same realm would be ideal, maybe with accuracy as a partnered element to that. Maybe also gloves. These gloves are very replaceable early on. I do see accuracy here. But if I break this set right now, I would lose like 14 points of speed, which would not be ideal right now. So I have him kind of going a little bit faster than my Kale currently, so that he does the turn meter reduction with the boost for us, as well as the decreased defense. And then Kale comes in with the big slam with his A2, and that's been clearing a lot of content for like Arena. which I'll go ahead and show you guys. We did hit Silver 4 before the reset, but reset kind of brought us back down to earth a little bit. And now I'm gradually climbing up. I do see that like a lot of people are already kind of pushing the rewards here. I actually decided, you know what, I'm spreading, and that's not something I typically recommend a lot of players to do. We normally do what you need to do for your missions and then your challenges, which was the 3x1, and now it's going to be 3x5, which is still going to be ideal for us to focus in particular to specific stats, right? So I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back over here, and we were talking about the accuracy not too long ago. I'm going to go back over here and start beefing up accuracy for Kale, accuracy for Deacon, so that they can be more effective at landing their debuffs. Maybe we get more output from poisons on Clan Boss, more efficiency in doing clearing for wave content or other content, whether that's campaign, arena, dungeons, you know, maybe I'm going to make them efficient at what their main core of their component is, and then from there we'll try to lace in some more survivability, some more attacks, something around those lines to keep them going, or to make sure that they pack more of a punch. But I think now is the time frame where I've been playing towards like leaderboards this entire time. Now is the time to play towards efficiency. Let's actually lock it in. Let's make sure that we're not getting lost in the FOMO of things and really kind of propel our account to a place where efficiency is starting to be acquired. So like one of the things you're going to translate over as you're going from each of the accounts, I talk about this all the time, but early game is establishing the foundation. My engine, which is Kale, is now up and running, so you're going to start seeing more 6-stars come out the woodworks, more efficiency in farming, maybe more silver to work with, right? Because we're optimally farming 12-3 instead of all these losses we've been taking. So that should be an easy grab for us. And then from there, building up a team to establish to use almost everywhere is going to be the next goal for me, right? And that's going to translate to Clan Boss being effective, dungeons, the whole 9 yards, which means that my overall solid engine to work with is the foundation has been laid. Then from there, it's going to be building efficiency as we acquire more champions, maybe through Clan Boss drops. We'll get some shards to pull, and then from there we'll try to develop specific teams for specific dungeons. That's the next step, and that's where I would say by the time we have our 5th 6-star unlocked and we're working on our team there, I would say that would be the part where we're getting to the point where we're entering mid game. Maybe by then I'll get Arbiter. I don't know. We'll see. But the goal is going to be to establish ourselves and basically get our engines operating so that we can start building up upon that more efficiency or consistency, and then the efficiency will come along the way as well. So we're going to be working towards that over the day. But hey, I'm in the top 10 for getting the first 6-star, so that's a pretty feels good moment. Check one of my big goal in terms of getting Kale up and running. The next one is definitely going to be Deacon. He's already got his masteries, and I will say this might have been a little bit of a mistake because I've been pretty energy deprived. And I think that those 800 or 900 or so gems, 800 I think it is, 850, somewhere around those lines, for you know, I'll double check here, to get all the scrolls to 800 was a bit of a loss because that's a lot of energy. I could have converted those gems into energy, and maybe down the road as I'm doing missions or doing other stuff, I could get a couple extra gems that may facilitate getting the second set of masteries for someone. So I think that was a bit premature. However, working with what we got, you know, we do make some mistakes along the way, but I think the best thing to do is stay true to your focus, stay true to that consistency, and then with a little bit of realizations, we'll do our course corrections and make sure that we're now locking into the better ideology of playing this game, which is playing towards the long haul, right? I do have 3 months on this account. We're not even a weekend, so the fact that we're already like one, not even a week, and we already have a 6-star means that I could probably have my full 5-man teams set up within maybe the month, maybe even faster now that we got Kale up and running. So we'll see. We'll see. I am farming in Brutal. I think that this particular reset is going to be one where I'm going to dedicate towards maybe cleaning up some of my campaign. We'll go ahead and get the 252 here, maybe get another Sacred, save it for another video maybe. I'm not entirely sure. We got some books and some other amenities along the way that will help us out. I think I'm going to give these 3 skill tombs to Rathalos. We're going to use him as amongst our 3rd and 4th champion to work with, whether that's in PvP or wherever else right now. Pretty sure good stats will work. You know, legendaries typically will, early game, they're just going to be good in general. So, like, working with what you have is going to be a good idea there, right? And then we'll just see how the pacing of the account goes. It looks like we're on a good run, I think, huh? All right, with that being said, let me know. Is there anything you guys are at? If you're following along with the community as well, like what are some big accolades you've been able to acquire on your account? Are you looking forward to seeing anything else we got going on? Let me know in the comments below. What dungeons would you like for me to focus on and see if I can push as hard as possible? This would be a little fun thing that I could do with you guys that watch me and support me. Maybe I'll take a moment here and see if we can prioritize that and see how far we can go. I have high hopes for this account, so we'll see what we can do. And with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always remember, stay ascended.